So now first thing is that the Bangladesh issue is there. Armin, okay. So you said, so first of all, that guy said that Bangladesh is going is I mean the per capita income of Bangladesh has increased. I mean is more than India at the present time. Now this information is half information because he is talking only about the nominal per capita and not the there is another per capita. What it is called? Nominal, and
G
another one is.
mean
No, one is nominal per capita and another
GDP.
one is the okay. And
The
so not
average.
GDP, GDP per capita I'm talking about. One is
Yeah,
the
nominal.
nominal and another one is the PPP, I guess.
Average.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. So no, that is the purchase power parity basically. So in purchase power parity terms, India is still ahead, and there are other nuances again here. So
All right, so
simplifying
for
this
people
issue
who
is
have no
also not
idea what you're
right.
talking about, we're talking about a video that I was reviewing, and in there they were trying to suggest that look, Bangladesh is way ahead of India because in India people are obsessed over things like love jihad, and that's why India is falling behind. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, it can't be that simple. Obviously, Bangladesh has its own religious fanatic problem. Actually, Bangladesh sometimes seems like it has worse of a problem than India when it comes to religious fanaticism. Secondly, there are many different external factors that could lead into Bangladesh being better in some metrics. The guy in the video seemed to be simplifying it. So that was my point.
yeah,
One example I gave is
yeah,
like a lot of the foreign companies investing in Bangladesh,
yeah.
to do
So, but
manufacturing,
the
especially
reason is
clothes.
that I mean, see, when foreign companies are investing in a certain country, the internal government and internal people also have to take some initiative for that. It will just not magically happen. Okay, so I mean, the claim is not completely right, and the claim is not completely false also. So it is like I mean, okay. So,
But
but
that
the
wasn't my
point here
point.
is that
My point was even if Bangladesh is ahead, you
yeah, yeah,
cannot
yeah.
just be
I'm
like
saying
yeah. That guy seemed to be
yeah,
like
I'm not,
that
yeah,
guy.
but the guy is not actually, the guy is not saying that Bangladesh is ahead because there is no, I mean, the problems he cited, hate speech, mob lynching, that these problems are not there in Bangladesh. That's why Bangladesh succeeded. That was not his point basically. The point is that Bangladesh in India is considered by many people, Bangladesh is considered as a very slang word, as a slur word, because Bangladesh is seen as a very underdeveloped country in India. So for Indian people, Bangladesh is a very third world, underdeveloped country. But suddenly, which the Indian people, I mean, not hated. I mean, just some days ago there was NRC CAA regarding that. Yes. Okay, so I agree with Katie. I'm not talking about that only. So just some days ago there was NRC CAA issue. So many people were like, "Oh, Bangladeshi immigrants are illegally coming in India, and they should be just turned out, and that's why an NRC is required. There is a National Register of Citizens is required, and all these like there are legal things that they were talking about, and many people were protesting against that, and many things were happening. But the point here is that Bangladesh, which you always thought that it is so underdeveloped, like it is not even in comparison with India, that suddenly goes above India. That is I mean, that is a backdrop for India. Like India is not developing at that rate, and he is just criticizing India and not in relation with what is the internally happening in Bangladesh. That is not his concern here.
Yeah, but he was saying like, look, why are we talking about these things instead of these
No, no,
things?
no. No.
Right
He
this
wasn't
was on a
saying that.
video. This was on a video about love jihad, and then he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
look how far behind we are in Bangladesh. We should
yeah.
focus on the
I'm,
economy." I'm
I'm.
like, yeah. I mean, this criticism of why are we focusing on love jihad in India, you could say
Okay. I
that
mean,
about Bangladesh as well. Like Bangladesh, why are you focusing? Why are you chopping up atheists in your streets? Um, I mean, they seem so. I mean, it just didn't seem it just seemed unfair to be like, oh, it seemed like it was suggesting that, and if it didn't, it just needed to be more clear about like it could have like mentioned like, by the way, Bangladesh has its own problems, Islamic problems as well.
I
Like,
mean, they don't require to mention that. I mean, actually, they were, the intention was not to discuss the internal problems. I mean, since see that video was catered to Indian audience. Okay, so when they are talking to Indian people, they are saying like, "Oh, see, the Bangladesh, which you always consider to be underdeveloped, that also has gone above you. What are you people doing? You are investing your time in unnecessary issues." That was the main message. What Bangladeshi people are doing, that is not the concern in the video. So that is what I understood from the context.
my point is that the reason why you shouldn't be focusing on love jihad is because it's a conspiracy theory, not because there are other things happening. Because
Yeah, I'm coming to
if it
that
was
point. I'm coming to that.
if it was a serious issue, then you don't. It doesn't have to be the worst thing that is happening in India for people to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, so I'm
people
coming
can
to that point.
some person can be like, "Hey, I'm gonna rescue dogs in India," and somebody will be like, and imagine that is an issue. It's not the biggest issue, but it is an issue. You could be like, "Hey, why are you rescuing dogs? We have like COVID going on in India, and you're focusing on rescuing dogs." No,
Okay, okay, okay.
that's not a
Okay,
legit
so let
point.
me, acha,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, I will come to that point. Okay. So now, next you say that Hindutva also talks about bigger problems to distract people from problems that exist.
I
Okay,
said
so
that.
you said that, yeah, that Hindutva also talks about bigger problems to distract people from problems that exist. I
I
mean, you
didn't.
said something
Did I say
similar. This
that?
is not an exact. Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
you
that
said
doesn't
something
sound
similar. This
like
is not an
me.
exact point.
What was
I
the
mean, you
exact
said like
quote?
exact quote was very long, so I'm putting it simply. Like you
Okay,
said that,
that's
oh, I mean,
not.
this is the same tactics used by Hindutva. So they also, when you start saying something like free speech issues in India, they will say that, oh, see, there is COVID going on. Why are you talking about it now? So let's focus on the bigger issues. You said that,
My
okay.
philosophy is that even if the motivations of people is, if there's an agenda behind talking about human rights, of legitimate human rights violations, if the agenda is not to actually save people, I don't care. I take it. I'll take it. You know what I mean? As long as people are like, for example, let's say Turkey is talking about Uyghur Muslims in China, and it's not the fact. Maybe like some politicians in Turkey, it's not that they care actually about human rights. It's morely a geopolitical move, and they're trying to present themselves as a leader of the Sunni Islamic world. Okay, that's their motivation, not
Yeah.
the fact that they actually care about Uyghur Muslims. The fact is that not that enough people are talking about Uyghur Muslims, so I'll accept that. I'll take it. I'll try to reward them with whatever the crap they want. Like, you want more attention? You want congratulations? I don't care. You talking about human rights violation? I give you, I give you all the rewards. That you want votes? What do you want? Okay, so I'm saying, like, we, because so many people are not talking about human rights violations, we can't be that picky. So if Indians are going to talk about Uyghur Muslims, um, and they have a political agenda, thank you Hindus, for keep talking about it. I'll take it. Okay, like, whatever is your agenda, I'll when it comes to
No, but
that, I'll clap. I'll be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, go on.
but it was not about that actually. You said something else. I mean, you said that, I mean, like the way Quint is going from love jihad to some other topics. So Hindutva also moves from, I mean, certain issues that you raise to some other topics to distract people. That was your point. So now here the problem, I mean, what I found that problematic in this concept is that the problem of love jihad is non-existent. So it is not even a real problem. So going to a bigger problem, it is not going from a smaller problem to a bigger problem. It's going from a non-existent problem to real problems. So the thing is that, okay, now I come to the point that you say that, I mean, just now you raised the issue that love jihad is problematic because it's a moronic idea. That has been said by Quaint, I mean, the left-wing politicians again and again, that it's a moronic idea. So in this particular video, what they're trying to say is that, I mean, that, I mean, this topic is comes. That's why, because there are politicians in India who are asking votes in the name of love jihad. They are saying that if you give us votes, then we will stop love jihad. So they are trying to remind the people that there are other important issues which the government is not, I mean, giving attention to instead of love jihad, which the government is giving too much attention. Okay, so the government itself is giving attention on love jihad. That is very surprising, that this is like a mythical concept. I mean, they're creating a mythical concept and saying that, see, love jihad, if it is like kidnapping a girl and forcing her to marry, that is already a crime. That is a crime, kidnapping a girl and forcing her to marry. That is
You don't
what the Bengal
don't
West
worry
Bengal.
about
So
what I'm
Bengal is
highlighting.
already had their, if they're in Bengal. What is that? Okay, so that is that
You
is
don't
what I
worry
think.
about
So
what I'm
for
highlighting. Just continue. Okay,
okay,
but go
okay.
on.
So I'm going to read out, like, Yogi Adityanath, who he is.
Who?
Yogi Adityanath, the chief
Oh
minister of
yes,
Uttar
Yogi. Yeah,
Pradesh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yogi Bear. Yes, I know
Yeah,
him.
he recently gave a statement that if you regarding love jihad, that if you don't mend your ways, that is, if you don't stop love jihad, then Ram Nam Satya journey will begin. Ram Nam Satya is like when Hindus take their dead for burning, they chant the Ram Nam Satya hymn. So basically, they are saying that if you don't stop love jihad, then we will kill you. So I mean, see, the chief minister is coming and saying this. Like, can you
Yeah, I know. It's
imagine?
it's
I
crazy.
mean, so this is like, and people are
Yeah, I
voting for
agree
this
with.
thing.
I agree that
People
that
are
is
voting for.
crazy, but the most effective way of tackling that is to tell people why this is crazy, rather than telling them why you're paying attention to this and that. Just
No, I
show
mean,
them why
how
this
do
is
you know?
crazy.
No, how do you know it's the most effective? There is not any conclusive study that which is most effective
Because
and which
it's
is
important.
not.
Because to them, no, okay. Because okay, well,
I
sure,
mean,
fine. This is my
I mean,
guess. Okay,
this may
hold
not. I
on.
mean, this may work for India. I mean,
Wait.
you don't know which works for which. Some people may
Okay.
get motivated by looking at, oh, there are other important issues that I should vote for at least. Not, not talking about
Okay, fine,
speaking,
fine.
discussing.
This is
But
my
when it is about
hypothesis.
voting a political. Mhm.
This is a hypothesis, not a theory. You might be right. I might be wrong. Okay, but
Okay.
I
So
think
the
telling
next point, so
people.
that is the point, that when you say this, that why we are going from love jihad to this is because love jihad has become a politics issue. People are playing
I'm
politics on this issue.
Of
That is the
course, I
main
didn't say it's not a
concern.
political issue, and my
Okay.
response to it is also political. I'm just saying the
Okay.
best political response to this political issue is to tell people
Okay.
why they shouldn't care about it, rather than telling them there's other important things. Because as long as they think that's a real thing, they think this is important to them. This is really important to them. Okay,
No,
so if you
but they
tell
have
them
they have
it's not going to be, I think, maybe I'm wrong, that if somebody's passionate about something, telling them that don't be passionate about this, be passionate about that thing instead, it's really hard to do because people don't choose what they're passionate about, right? So instead of telling
yeah.
them this is not that important, this other thing is that important, like tell them that this is, instead of telling them this other thing is more important, you have to tell them why this is not even real. I think that's
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your
No,
method is
no. I
better.
mean,
So
if you are telling that this is not real, like they are saying that it is not real. For example, I want to highlight a case. This is he said whatever he managed. Okay, so now I want to mention the case of, there is a case of Shalini. So there is a girl. So she is a Hindu girl. She fell in love with a Muslim boy, and they were in love for 6 years. And after that, when she was 22 years old, they just fled from the house, and because the family will not agree, definitely, and they married. Okay, so when they went to the court for marrying, so when they went to the court for marrying, so not court, I mean, I don't know. So they, when they were marrying, they were asked who is going to convert. They were asked this question because, as you know, that there is the, if to interfaith marriage is to happen, then there is a 30-day process, and all these complicated things are going to happen, and
yeah.
anyone can object. So definitely the family members are going to object, and then they have to fight a case, and all these things, nonsense is going to happen.
So one of them had
So
to convert.
one of them had to convert. So the boy said that, okay, let me convert. Then the girl said that, okay, but I am going to your house, and it's a patriarchal society. So in India, so I am going to your house. So I am just converting. So she got converted to Islam. So here the conversion is, first of all, is ridiculous that someone has to convert just for marrying. It is not based on
Yeah.
any belief or faith. It is just
Yeah.
that I have to marry, so I have to convert. But
Yeah.
yeah, but the law is there. So
That's so
what did the
bizarre.
people do?
Hmm.
What did the people do? The girl's family filed case that this girl was brainwashed and converted to Islam, and this is the case of love jihad. And then there was what can I say, that Yogi Adityanath's media advisor tweeted, and then I mean, he started aggravating the issue. He highlighted this issue that, oh, see, this is the case of love jihad, and he made claims that the girl was sent into prostitution by her husband. I mean, he made this
Wow.
claim, okay? That is a fake claim. I mean, just think that these are done by top level persons in the government and institutions. They are doing these kind of fake things. And
Right.
then the
By the way,
media
for
reports,
people,
especially the.
some people might not know who you're talking about. This is the guy we're talking about. Okay, this is the craziest. This guy is a fascist, Hindutva fascist. right? Is that a fair
Yeah.
assessment?
I mean, I actually see this is the left wing always uses such words, but I think I actually
I
disagree with
think
the leftist politics here because fascism is such a big thing, and when you reduce this
okay.
to
This is
Modi,
not
Trump,
for
and
this
Yogi
guy. I don't
Adityanath,
think for this guy. I think it's fair. If this guy was
yeah.
in power, this
Yeah,
guy
this
would be
guy
a
it may be
fascist.
fair also because yeah. But when
Yeah.
sometimes like when Trump loses the election and people say end of fascism in America, this seems
No,
to be ridiculous to me.
maybe not.
But
Okay, it's not the same. Come on, come on. It's not the same. This guy, this guy is way over the top. This is like, if you could
yeah, he is
argue that
known
it's
for
not, you
yeah,
could
he is
argue
known
that
for
it's
hate.
not fair to call Trump a fascist. But come on, this guy is definitely a fascist.
Yeah, but he is known for hate speech. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
know, just I gave just an example. He is known for hate speech. So see, these people are just making trouble for people, and I mean with taking help from the family members of the girls and boys who have a conservative mindset. They're taking help of them in order to do this nonsense thing. Okay, so let me 1 minute. Just wait a minute. Uh,
People in the live chat are saying this guy is gonna, this Yogi guy is going to be the next prime
he's the
minister of
next.
India.
Yeah,
is
he's
it?
the
Is it?
next
Is he
PM of
gonna?
India. Like yeah, if
Is,
Modi gets out of BJP, I mean if Modi gets old or something, then he will be the next candidate for the PM. But I don't know who will vote for him or not. That is a different issue.
do you think there's a chance he's
If he
gonna win?
manages to if he manages to create this notion all over India that the Muslims are
Yeah.
taking over Hindus and all love jihad is happening, then he may win also. I don't know.
Holy
This is his
crap.
main motto. This is his main agenda.